sacred place where we discuss all things of Earth and outer space, where we divine to pass the time, and no one can put us down or in our place. Grab your tea leaves or your spirits and gather around. The embers are glowing, warm flames abound. The hallowed hearth welcomes you now.
There are moments when a story doesn't feel written, it feels summoned. Tonight, we gather in the in-between, where language becomes ritual and ink begins to resemble sigil.
We call to the presence of author Justin Michael Greenway, the mind behind Ravenword, The House of the Red Death. A book said to linger like a breath on a mirror, where words do not simply describe darkness, they open it. If Edgar Allan Poe taught us anything, it's that some voices do not stay on the page.
They echo, they return, they answer back. So we ask you now, Justin Michael Greenway, author of Ravenword, The House of the Red Death. If you are listening beyond the veil, we call you forward. Step closer to the threshold between worlds and answer us from whatever darkness you've written from.
Hello.
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 And we will come back to the light now. A little bit what we're doing here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited.
Oh, we are so excited to have you here. You get a whole bunch of Poe nerds.
We are definitely
That
good.
is true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Now you have a personal connection to one of the sisters at the Hearth.
Yes, I do. My lovely Haley. Yes. The daughter of my heart.
Oh, that's such a lovely thing to say.
It is. He's got away with words, obviously. One of my favorite people of all time. I felt like I just spent some time with him.
I know.
By the
So
way, shameless plug real quick before we get started. It smells amazing, and it's like
Oh, good.
me. It's a candle from my Uncle Justin's shop. Can you plug the name for us, please?
It is Smile, Snicker, and Brood at Etsy. So
There's
yeah.
awesome products on there, and I 100% vouch for this because it's making me hungry. I don't need that on my diet right now.
Yeah.
But we'll take
so
the good fortune that comes with it.
one thing that we do every week, Justin, is we pull a tarot card. And since you are visiting with us tonight, I will let you tell me when to stop. Oh, somebody just jumped out.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Let's use it.
The Three of Swords.
Oh, no.
I know. It's okay
Okay.
to cry.
I'm blissfully ignorant. What's that?
I said, that might be my energy. Sorry. It's coming through too strong.
Well, let's
see the description.
Let's see what lesson we can glean from the Three of Swords tonight. We've not had swords before.
Mm-mm.
We have not.
All right, the Three of Swords. It is absurd to cry when... Wait, is it absurd to cry when a story comes to an end? Which asks
Not at all.
between sniffles. Remember in Gilmore Girls when Lorelai kept trying to convince Rory to let herself wallow after her breakup with Dean? Because she knew that would be the only way Rory would be able to fully process it. If you're expecting a Rory level heartbreak, then consider this card your personal Lorelai. They say the heart heals with time, but if you don't use that time wisely, it might not. You have to take part in your own healing. So go get the ice cream and tissues, make a sad playlist, and listen to it on repeat until the tears run out. Keep doing it until one day it no longer hurts as much. You have other stuff to do.
That actually really resonates, but I'm on the other end of it now.
Oh, good. That's where we want to be for sure.
Right.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I want ice cream today, so I'm. We'll get there. It's all a process.
Well, I was going to
right?
say, Justin, you have a really interesting story.
Yes.
But I don't know that it is as unusual as it might sound, given the timeline of, you know, kind of when this all came about. Everybody was kind of going, uh-oh, what do we do now?
Which interesting story?
His whole life is an interesting story. We're gonna have to narrow it down.
Yes. Well, I guess tell us about your life pre and during pandemic.
Oh, Iowa?
Iowa.
Um, okay, well, pre-pandemic, I don't know, there was just a lot, there was some loss, you know, and processing that. Oh, okay, now I'm getting there. Yes, I think I'm getting there. The great love passing.
Great love.
Yeah, the great love passing. And it's funny, the Three of Swords coming up, and we're discussing that. Yeah, it was pretty devastating. We had a very tumultuous, romance novel worthy relationship. I mean, in the beginning, we were both so young, and there was not a lot of acceptance in the for the queer community, you know, and we had no roadmap. We had no mentors to show us how to have a relationship, and we made a lot of mistakes, and we loved each other passionately. Whoo-hoo, let me tell you. And as the years went on, you know, it mellowed into a really, really wonderful friendship. And then he got cancer and died. And it wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be two grumpy old men on the porch together, you know, damn kids. And I kept saying, you know, I kept telling my friends, it's not supposed to be like this. It's not, I just couldn't process it. So yeah, I mean, I ran off to Iowa for a couple of years, and he followed me literally from beyond the grave. It's an interesting. I woke up one night. Actually, I was woken up one night, and he was standing in my bedroom, and I said to him, "What are you doing here? You're dead." Mm. And it was like, almost like anesthesia. Just, I went right back to sleep, and we were together again. And all of those emotions and all of that passion just not just exploded inside of us, but lit up around us. It was the most amazing experience. And, you know, I woke up the next morning feeling like we had been together like we were both in our 20s again. And so I started speaking to him pretty regularly, and it's this one, the lamp. So this lamp in my living room has a knob that you have to turn it on and off, and it gets brighter and dimmer. I'm in my living room, just kind of talking to Kirk, and that lamp turns on from across the room. Oh, it still gives me goosebumps. Yeah, and so it really launched me into an exploration of the reality, really, of beyond the veil, because I've had my own experiences where it's like, I've seen beyond the veil. So I know there's something there, but to have someone come back, you know, in a really tangible way, sure, him appearing in my room and, you know, me going to sleep could be written off as a dream. But there were clues that it wasn't. I'll just put it that way.
Sure.
And interestingly, I've partnered with AI, which I never thought I'd do, and produced a book called Death, Love, and Integration, a conversation with AI. I've queried several agents, none of whom are interested. I haven't even gotten any responses. And I think it's because of the animus against AI right now. But I present it not as AI knows what it's talking about. I'm presenting it as an experience that I had with AI and what I learned in that conversation. So at any rate, that's, yeah.
I find it truly fascinating that you have that concept in general, because you are such a humanist when it comes to art form, but you love sci-fi. So I totally understand the exploration and the deep desire to try to figure out what is happening with this quick developing technology. So I love your idea, because really it's like living in Battlestar Galactica early stages, and like you can't stop it. So what's our role in participating, and do we befriend it while it's early on? And to use it in such a romantic notion, I think that's the best of applications that you could possibly use it for. So I want to read that. That sounds beautiful. Wow, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, it was last winter, and you know, I'll probably, if I don't hear back, I'll probably just publish through Amazon's publishing division and get it out into the world, because I think it's a very touching love letter to Kirk, but it's also was very healing for me. And I had my best friend read it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think this will help people."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, we initially thought of you for this literary series that we are doing right now because of our great love of Poe. Can you please explain to us the inspiration between your magnum opus masterpiece, Ravenword, The House of the Red Death? I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted today.
You know, it's funny. The Vincent Price movies as a kid introduced me to Poe. Then, you know, as a depressed, moody teenager, I just read everything from Poe I could find. And that really is what sparked it. And what led me to the idea of Ravenword and The House of the Red Death was the last line in Poe's story, Mask of the Red Death, where he says, I'm going to paraphrase, and death held them there in the castle. And I thought, oh God, it gives me goosebumps. It really does.
I got it too.
And I thought, well, if death is holding them there, that means they're still there. There's a story there. And my imagination just blew up. And yeah, I set aside 4 months, November through February, to see if I could write like it was my job and hammer out this novel. Yeah, I could. My muse would not shut up. I would literally wake up in the morning with everything. It was almost like taking dictation. It was just such a wonderful experience. And I really appreciated the last author you had on, because so many things that he had expressed, I was like, yeah, that was it for me. Yeah, my character's saying and doing things I had never imagined. And I introduced what I thought was a throwaway character who ended up not only opening up a whole new beautiful dimension to the story, but was also critical to the resolution of the plot, which I did not know going in, obviously. So it was a really fun process. Editing was not fun, but
there's certain people who love editing, and then there's the artists. No, I'm just kidding. No shame to editors. Right. I could not do that. No, that would be painful.
Every writer needs an editor.
Yes,
that's the rule. Yes,
absolutely.
So, yeah. Yeah, I really, and I like some of the new products that have come out. Products is the wrong word, but like the Pale Blue Eye. Yeah, that was so good. And Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. It's Netflix, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you about.
I was so mad. I was like, why didn't I think of this? It was so brilliant.
Well, and it was so wonderful.
We can never get enough Poe, though. Just say that.
Yeah, you could take each of these and lengthen them to 2 hours, and it'd be fine. Just because there's the artistic license that they took in making it modern day, and so this is the the family, but the parallels that you're able to draw were so good. But like, even with the license, it was so true to the stories.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was genius how they referenced so many of the different stories while remaining faithful to the Fall of the House. I'm catching it.
Sorry.
The Fall of the House of Usher. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it.
Your story takes unique interpretation, though. Can you give us a little synopsis of your cast of characters and why people should definitely check out your amazing work?
Oh, my cast of characters. The greatest compliment I've gotten several times from readers is a question. They're like, are these characters based on people you know? Because they seem like real people. I'm like, yes.
Oh, awesome.
Nailed it.
Yeah. And no, I mean, they literally jumped off the first page fully formed. I had no idea what they were going to say and do. They informed me of that. So the cast of characters, Billy, who is a very unlikable character. He's slovenly and disgusting and rude and insensitive but insightful. I mean,
we all know one of those.
Yeah. And then there's Motisha, who I love. Motisha, I love to hate Motisha. She is imperious. She is in control. She does not suffer fools, and she is not going on a bus and donkey ride to the back hills of Italy. Yeah. So And then there's Parson, who is he's how I would he's how I wish I were. I wish I were more like Parson. He's witty, sharp tongued, doesn't want to take the lead, but usually takes the lead. Has a delicious argument with God in the book. And then there's TJ, who is really the everyman. That's Motisha's boyfriend. He is the one who's always trying to do the right thing, and trying to be accommodating with everyone, but he doesn't want to be he's not a mediator. The mediator is Vin. Vin is short for Kulvinder, and he is the mediator. He is the one who tries to make sure everybody gets along, because they do not always get along. And Julia is quirky and sweet and annoying as F. I mean, she's a great character, but she's annoying, you know. And then there's Aldo, who is the character I introduced, who turned out to be pivotal to the whole story, actually. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Agnot and oh my God, Agnot and Charlie. How could I forget them? Oh my gosh. Former Goths. They're a lesbian couple. Agnot is the boss. She is the boss. She and Billy are always butting heads. She and Motisha are always butting heads, because she's a bit hard. She's you know, School of Hard Knocks hard. And Charlie is her girlfriend, who's just probably the most balanced of the entire bunch, you know. And she definitely tries to play mediator between Agnot and the others. So yeah, but they're actually they're a lot of fun to travel with. But they can be well, they're a contentious bunch.
I was wondering about the title. I know that Ravenword kind of evokes maybe like an omen type of feeling. Do you see that the word are more like prophecy, curse, or confession?
It's more, I think it would be more like an omen, because of the role ravens play in the story, which is kind of a surprising role. So yeah, and it just sounded right, you know. These 8 characters are part of a literary society, and you know, they wanted a cool name, and you know, Ravenword sounded cool. Little did they know that they were kind of calling forth a bit of trouble.
I love the way you light up when you discuss your characters. It's like a parent who knows that your kids are nothing but trouble, but you still love them anyway. Delightful. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
So when you were real deep in the writing process, did you notice any like synchronicities or dreams or strange echoes into the real world?
Ooh, that's a very good question. You know, I have to say yes, because because I lived in that story. I mean, it's like for my brain, I was part of that group and experiencing what they experienced. And a lot of things resonated with me. You know, obviously there's loss in the book. And, you know, that definitely echoed losses I've experienced. They didn't mirror them situationally, but emotionally, I knew, okay, my muse is taking me to some personally uncomfortable places. Kirk was still alive at that point, so I didn't have to deal with that. That was a mercy. But you know, but not just darkness. I mean, I love traveling. I love to travel, and getting to travel with them was just a lot of fun. And just researching all of that travel was, yeah, I don't know why I haven't booked a ticket to Italy yet.
We can arrange that.
Yeah, you were just waiting for us.
I know that, like, typically Poe seemed to believe that beauty and melancholy were sort of inseparable. Where do you see beauty living inside the dark themes of your book?
I love that question, because there are, the reason that melancholy and beauty go together so well is because they contrast so much. And that is definitely in the genes of my novel. I mean, there are horrible things that happen, but there are also moments of just beauty, and some just sad beauty, you know. Just, you know, what you're describing, that I don't want to say that melancholy beauty, you know. There's a I don't know if anybody's Doctor Who fans, but there's an episode called Don't Blink, and oh gosh, I can't remember her, Mulligan, whatever her name is. She was in it, and she took a friend to an abandoned house, and she's taking photos because she's a photographer. And her friend is like, "Why do you do this?" And she says, "Because it makes me sad." And her friend's like, "Why do you want to be sad?" And she says, "Because sad is happy for deep people." And I was like, yeah, that's my,
There's a song lyric that says, "I just want to bleed to know that I'm alive," and I'm like, oh, that hit me so hard as an emo teenager. But as an adult, it actually resonates. You have to have both to feel both, and it's an unfortunate but beautiful part of life simultaneously. Now, knowing you, you've always been a very spiritual person. Do you believe that there was any type of spiritual influence that was guiding you during the writing process?
Ooh, that is a good question. You know, it's funny because I always refer to my muse, and the fact that it was like I was taking dictation. Yeah, part of me, you know, I don't know, you know, it's so hard to, you don't want to be cliche, you don't want to, but like a spirit guide, something, you know, the depths of my psychology, you know, something's in there that is beyond me, that because it just poured out so smoothly. It's so hard to explain. It definitely felt like the story had to be brought forth. I don't know how else to say it.
It's almost like we've mentioned this with A.G. Mock, and I really do feel like the type of work that you do is a type of channeling the genius process almost. Like, this is definitely because of your abilities that you were given the gifts to put these words out. You put so much time and effort into everything that you do. And not only just this book, but you've written such beautiful poetry and short stories and scientific sci-fi stories that are just so mind-bending and cool that, like, I just wish I had a bajillion dollars to throw at you to bring them out to the entire world, because wow, the things you could do. Yeah, it's your mind is so beautiful, and the way you string things together is truly unique. I want everyone to read your stuff.
Well, thank you.
Right now. Oh my gosh. The mental imagery of your sci-fi story with the delicacy, but the scientific knowledge and the way you phrase things and the visual imagery, even in the grotesque moments, is so captured in a way that I've never read anything else. And it's literally like you don't even need to sit down and watch it in front of you because you can see it so clearly. That's the style of writing that I feel like you really embody. You are there, and it is fully captured through every single detail. There's no guesswork, and it's awesome. Let's see.
Well, but see, then that brings me to one of the questions that we had talked about before. You know, we'll say specifically Ravenword, but overall in your writing, is it speaking to the reader or about the reader?
I would say to the reader, more like a guide rather than a tutor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things I love hearing, you know, and I've heard often is, you know, readers have said, oh my God, I could picture everything. It was like I was watching a movie, but I was reading.
I have
I love
aphantasia,
that.
so that's impressive. I can't see shit, but I can see what you wrote very well. No, it's very true. Wow.
I've got a question about if Edgar Allan Poe were part of like a modern day seance and Ravenword was placed on the table, what do you think that he would say about it?
He would say it was a good and faithful effort.
I love that.
That's awesome. That's yeah.
Not go wrong.
I tried to put myself in that moment and kind of, you know, hear what he would say, and that's what he said.
Awesome.
Very cool.
When people finish the book, what do you think they're left feeling?
What happens next?
Are they gonna find out?
Yes.
Yay.
But also, you know, I think they're left with a feeling of hope, you know. And I don't know if it was a conscious theme, but, you know, it definitely sends a message that there is hope and grace after horrible, horrible things happen to you, you know. And I think, if anything, that's what I want the reader to walk away with.
Absolutely.
I just love this so much. Like,
I know.
I really want to do like a Poe tour with you and just like nerd out on all of the different iterations of these stories that have been made over the years, and just like, yeah.
Have you been to the Poe Festival in Baltimore?
Not
It's
yet.
it's in October. Oh gosh, it's so much fun.
God.
Yeah.
We're plotting and conniving back here.
We are. We're trying to make it happen.
But We got some
Feels
stuff going on.
Would you like to be a part of our group?
Wow.
That was a little forward, Katie. I like this
Listen,
idea.
we're striking these irons right now, right?
One of
Yeah.
us. One
Yeah.
of
Well,
us.
let me give that some thought. That's, yeah, I was not prepared for that.
You never know what you're going to get with us. We
I
don't
know.
know half the time.
That's the fun, though.
It
Yeah.
is fun. Yeah.
We are relatively harmless.
Relatively.
Speak for yourself.
Right.
Well, to be honest, I'm relatively harmless as well. Yes.
I thought that. I was feeling that vibe.
You're picking up the
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
So tell me
Yeah.
some more about your short stories, because that's like where my other half lives.
So,
maybe you can let her read one
Oh,
of her
please.
other shows.
She does weekly readings and she's, oh, this will be awesome.
oh, yeah, it's funny because I, like one is like a complete gore fest.
That's just for me. That's not.
I didn't want to say earlier it was gross, but like, whoa, very powerful.
But it's a sci-fi story. It's a just brief. I wrote it actually as an introduction. A standalone introduction to a sci-fi book that I've been developing. But it just stands on its own really well as a short story. And it is gruesome. It's as gruesome as Ravenword and The House of the Red Death. So yeah, I'll send that to you.
Yeah.
And if you're planning on being an astronaut, do not read this story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Send it
well,
out
there
to
goes
all
that.
the recruits.
your dreams of being on Star Trek will be crushed.
There you go.
Yeah, and others are just experiments and musings, and you know, I'll get an idea, a concept in my head, and I'll try to flesh it out. So I've got a lot of those on my hard drive that it's like, okay, where will this go, and what can I weave out of this, and where does it want to go? How does it want to grow? Yeah, so I love being a writer. It's such a interesting possession.
This is a
That's
little bit of
awesome.
a
Yeah.
pivot, but you have also written quite a few screenplays that are very, very good. Now, I'm not going to throw any shade, but if there was one story that you have written so far that you could have turned into a film, which one would you choose?
Outside of Ravenword, can I humble brag for a minute?
Please, no, don't even be humble about it. Just
Right,
go
like
for it.
full on brag.
Yeah.
This is your time. Go for it.
So in 2004, I wrote a screenplay as an experiment. It was a Star Trek movie after the events of Star Trek, the bad one with Next Generation. The last one, oh, what was it? Jeez. Star Trek Nemesis? Yeah, at any rate. But it got me an invitation to Paramount Studios. And I got to tour and meet a couple of the actors, and it was really awesome. And it was the first time I was ever introduced as a writer. This is Jay Greenway, he's a writer. I was like, oh, I'm a writer. But it's a really, really fascinating, fun story. And of course, there's gore in it. I'm like, I don't know what it is with me and gore. But I would love to see that made into a movie. It's just such a great adventure that doesn't pander but plays homage, you know.
I wonder if I know anybody who knows any filmmakers.
We love to just toss things out there and see what lands, because you know sometimes things land and it kind of works out kind of nicely.
Well, I've got a fantasy story that I've been developing that I'm like, yes, this will put me on the map. Oh, in fact,
Fantasy.
I think last time I visited, I may have told you a little bit about that, but I'll refresh your memory later.
I think
Yeah.
you might have started to tease it, and I think I might have geeked out a whole lot. My mind went a million miles an hour, and I'm like, now I can't talk about it. This is killing me.
Right.
So
It has a really, I mean, the concept just blew me away when it occurred to me, and I'm like, wow. I mean, because it ties so much of our pop culture staples together in a really unique way. At any rate,
always leave them wanting more, because I can
Yes.
see these two, their brains are going, oh my god, tell me.
I'll sign the NDA. Let's just talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, looking at these comments right here, you got Todd the Fox's imagination going wild with your sci-fi gore. Yes, I think there is definitely a pathway for that. Both are so popular right now.
Right.
So
Well-
you definitely need to drop the plugs for your work later, so people can find this.
Yeah, because like the fog would be it felt more like sci-fi
Right.
story than it
I
did
almost
horror.
think
to me.
Alien would be on the verge of that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there are parts of Alien where obviously the
not much falling
alien coming out of the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, none of my work is gratuitous. It's just, you just got yourself in a situation, and this is what it's going to be.
I was
It's
going
going
to
to
say
be
situational. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, you did this. Now, now you are suffering tremendously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I love the process of writing, and I wish the projects I'm currently working on would flow the way Ravenword did, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm making progress.
That Italian vacation. That might just be the relaxation you need
Yeah.
to simulate it.
I need a reset.
Yes.
You know how like AG was talking about how in his phone he's got like just a running list of titles of books. Is that something like that you have too? It's kind of
Yes,
inspirational.
I have titles. I have names. I love collecting names. I've collected names since I was a teenager, because I'll hear a name and I'm like, ooh,
He's fake. You can't have my name. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want.
Right. So yeah, I have those notes on my phone. In fact, if my muse starts being insistent, I will write portions of whatever story my muse is fixated on my phone and save it, and then rewrite it later, flesh it out. Yeah, so I mean, for how much we all resent our phones, it can be pretty handy tools for a writer.
Absolutely. Is there one part of the story that typically comes to you first, whether it be the initial idea or the characters or anything like that, or is it just happen?
You know, the funny thing about Ravenword and The House of the Red Death is I wasn't even out initially to write a book. There was a really horrible storm, and I wanted to capture the feel of that storm in words. And so I wrote what it turned out to be the opening scene for the book. And the characters just were so real life people. I was like, okay, this is going to be something. But in answer to your question, usually the concept will come first. And then my muse will not shut up and just start weaving a story around it. And it's almost like daydreaming, because it comes to me that way. It just comes to me. My writing is visual because I see it visually. And yeah, and it just, when it flows, it just flows. Again, it's like I'm taking dictation.
So do you know like the ending of the book?
So
Like,
that
or
was
does
one
it
of the
evolve?
reasons. That was one of the reasons why I chose to pursue writing Ravenword and The House of the Red Death, because I knew how the story was supposed to end. I had no idea. I mean, I had an idea in my brain of, okay, this is how the story is going to go. And then my muse, well, really my characters were like, no, we're going to teach you some stuff. And yeah, and it was such a roller coaster. But I always prefer to know the ending before I start working on a project seriously, because that way it doesn't. I've got a sci-fi story I've been working on for like 20 years. The reason I've never been able to finish it is because I don't know the ending, and it meanders. One of my best friends called it the Winchester Mystery House of books.
Oh
Because-
man.
That is a great description.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. My friend Bill, if you're watching.
You were in
So,
the Bay
yeah.
Area, right?
What's that?
You were in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area for a while?
That's where I spent like my teenage years, and then my early 20s I moved to the Sacramento area, and that's where I met somebody's mom. And yeah, I stayed there for a long time, couple of decades, and that's actually where I wrote that first scene, trying to capture that storm, was in Sacramento.
Oh.
Yeah, because California didn't get storms like that. I mean, it was like a serious, like back east Midwest kind of storm. Yeah. So, and then I had an agent. I went to a writer's conference, and you could, have an agent read the first page of your whatever you're working on. So I gave her the first page of Ravenword, and she's like, I would never pick this up because it's so cliche. It was a dark and stormy night. You never start a story that way. And it really annoyed me, because I'm like, well, then you did not read that scene correctly, because there's a lot of information. There's a lot of subtext in it. It's not just a storm. Ooh, sorry, I've got a sailor's mouth, and I almost. At any rate,
You're okay. We are not made for children.
We will not give you
No,
the
I am
buzzer.
not.
You can be free to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff gets real, and there's a hand behind the disturbance, and that's why I started the book that way, because it gets worse and worse for Ravenword, as the storm continues. So at any rate, see, now I'm getting lost in my own. Yeah. So.
Well, so you know how it's going to end, or at least how you want it to end.
Right.
And a lot of people, they kind of say, Poe's stories feel like these locked rooms of the mind. So when you're traveling with your characters in this story, were there doors where you're like, I'm a little afraid to go through that door? Like, I know we have to because this is where you guys are taking me, but I don't know if I want to go there.
The whole time.
Why did I do this to myself?
Even when they're traveling, there's such a sense of claustrophobia, you know. I mean, yeah, I mean, feeling locked in a room really, you just phrased that really well, because that was the feeling the whole time I was writing the book. That, and there are two instances that I was really reluctant to follow my muse into. Actually, there are three. One is just chilling, just almost otherworldly chilling, and it really disturbed me on a visceral level. Another one.
I was like, let me read it now.
The author's freaked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one literally involved a door, and it was based on a nightmare, a reoccurring nightmare I had as a child. And I had a friend read my novel as I was writing it. In fact, the novel is dedicated to her. But she when she read that scene, she was like, "I'm glad I read that on a Sunday morning, because if I had read it at night, I would not have been able to go to bed." I'm like, I know, right? Try writing it and having to live through it. Oh my gosh. And then there's just one, and it's funny, it's another door, having to go through a door, where I just didn't want to. I knew it was on the other side, and we had to go there for the story. But even, I mean, for myself and for my characters, it was just really hard to open that door.
Yeah.
And yeah. And it's funny because they are all still real people to me. You know, I really feel it, even talking about having to go through that door, what was facing us on the other side. Yeah, but I'm actually,
yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, I'm actually working on a second edition, because there was one scene I was never really happy with. It's an okay scene, but it could be much better. And there's one reveal that I had the perfect opportunity to introduce earlier in the book that I didn't, which I don't know how my muse missed that, because my muse would not shut up. And I originally had written a more fleshed out ending, last paragraph. But I removed it because I thought, I don't need to spoon feed my audience. These people are not idiots. But there were a few people who were like, I think I know how it ends. I think I know what's going on, but, I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, well, but the thing is, I'm looking forward to adding that original ending again, because there's just such a delicious dynamic to it that leads right into the sequel that I have in mind. Yeah, so at any rate, but I think the coolest thing for me about Ravenword and the House of the Red Death is going through the 7 chambers, Poe's 7 chambers.
Nice.
With the group, because it's horribly delicious and gets worse and worse and worse, and then there is just this beautiful, just sublime, the White Room. I was like, who wrote this? Because it blew me away. You know, I was like, this is like seriously profound. And it's not, I mean, it's one of Poe's rooms, so it's not flowers and bunny rabbits, but it was just so profound. I could not believe I wrote it. And it just made the entire story so cohesive. It like tied everything together. But yeah, those rooms are, I mean, they're horrible. They're claustrophobic. They're torturous. I mean, the black room is just, oh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting. Actually, I've finished everything except for that one scene that I was not happy with. I know how I want it to play out. I'm just not catching the rhythm right now, even though everything else worked fine in the second edition edits.
Was there one room that seemed to call to you the most?
Wow, that's a great question. Outside of the white room, I would say the orange room really I don't even know if resonated is the right word. It just there's a word I'm trying to find. It like exercised like an exorcist and an exorcism my internal conflicts, my the things we keep buried, the anger and the resentments and the when you want to lash out at people, but we have to be civilized. And the orange room really kind of was cathartic in that way of I could just let the monster loose. And man, yeah, so it would definitely be the orange room, but the white room blew me away. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the sequel is based on the experiences in the white room.
Oh.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on this book. Like
I know. I'm thinking the same
yesterday.
thing.
Which I guess
So-
is a good segue. Where can we find your work?
Yes, yeah. Okay, besides coming to your house.
You are very welcome. Yes.
Oh, sweet. That's the vampire
Amazon
invite,
Books.
right? The door's
that?
always open.
The
Oh, yeah,
vampire
absolutely.
invite.
Yeah,
We're outside your window right now, actually.
that's right.
That is good.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's the
good.
beginning of a good story. So Amazon has it, obviously. Barnes and Noble, Powell City of Books. In fact, I didn't even know Powell City of Books was carrying it. It's like the world's biggest bookstore, or the United States' biggest bookstore here in Portland. A friend called me on my birthday. You didn't tell me that your book was at Powell's. I'm like, oh my God, my book is at Powell's? That's a dream
You're
come
so
true.
cool. Keep trying to
Yeah.
tell you that.
But Amazon Books has a really great summary of the story and the characters without giving anything away. And it's funny because I'm still getting sales, which is pretty gratifying since it's been a few years that the book has been out. And it's really stoking my desire to continue the story. My big writing time, I love writing when it's dark and gloomy and rainy. I mean, what writer doesn't, right?
Mhm.
So I'm hoping this fall I will get the bug and hammer out the sequel.
Spooky season.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to
Do you
make
have
a
a
trip.
visitor?
Yeah, yeah.
We will be out in Portland.
You're right. Will you?
You never know with us.
We may.
My phone is doing something. Excuse me a minute.
Yeah.
There's always something with us, I swear.
Okay. No, that just, I forgot I had set an alarm, and it's set to Debussy's Reverie, which I love that piece of music. And yeah. And on that note, music really does influence my writing. There were some songs, Rihanna, in fact, I included Rihanna in the book. I referenced a fictional song from Rihanna, but she had a song out at the time.
We were just saying,
Oh, yeah. But she had a song out at the time that was just so smoky and moody. And I'm like, this girl is capturing the vibe of my book. So I'm like, I'm going to throw her in there. Maybe she'll like it.
Hear that, Rihanna? Tag away in the comments. We need to get that question immediately. And it would also be really cool to put a little playlist together as a companion piece so that you get the vibes for what was inspiring you throughout your process. That
Ooh, I haven't.
for when we record the audio book, then
Yes.
we've got,
And you have 3 characters right here at your service if you need them.
Yeah.
I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you for the invitation. I
Yeah.
swear I could talk all night with you guys.
Oh,
and
we could
feel
too.
the
That's why we have to
same.
usually kind of, we have to keep an eye on the clock because we'll just go and go and go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was
But
just
when the
gonna
muse
say, yep.
strikes, you let us know. We will have you back on anytime you would like.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
yes,
was gonna
absolutely.
say, also let everybody know where they can find you and find your book. You said
Not your address, not
Amazon,
your social.
but yeah,
Yeah,
There's the address for us.
your website, everything.
I do have a website, justinmichaelgreenway.com. It needs some updating, but yeah, you can reach out to me there. I mean, so yeah.
Great.
perfect.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Jay. Ladies, anything going on to tell everybody about over the next few days? Any?
Sleep. We've had enough going on lately.
Yeah, we know Haley's been our busy bee kind of here, there, and everywhere. Rachel, are you investigating somewhere this weekend?
I am. I'm out to the Euro Shrine.
That's this weekend. Oh
yeah,
my goodness,
well, this
yes.
is they're having like an informal sort of barbecue and investigation, and we're doing kind of rehearsal of the opening and closing ceremonies and seance for the retreat. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool. Be safe. Don't bring anything back with you.
at the shrine, at the shrine, because it has both dark and light there. So
Yeah.
and haunted objects, a room full of it,
Goodness.
and the doll.
Oh my gosh.
I will FaceTime with the doll with you guys.
All right. Look forward to that.
Well, everybody, thank you again so much for being with us tonight. It has been another wonderful Thursday. Please do not forget to do all of the YouTube things, like, share, and subscribe. Please share this on all of our cross-posted socials as well. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Website is coming soon. Patreon is coming soon. So you guys are going to have lots of opportunities to see our faces, plus our wonderful guests. And and maybe we'll have some little surprises for you guys coming up. So make sure that you stay tuned. Hit the bell, get your notifications. Don't tell us you forgot. We make it real easy. You can't forget. So just hit the notifications, and we'll see you guys next Thursday if we don't see you before. Good night. Stay spooky.
Good
Bye.
night.